Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of NAB 2017. I think Allison just did a great interview. This is BeTerrific. You are the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. Thanks so much for watching us at BeTerrific TV on all social media. And we are here live at the Las Vegas Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are in the LiveU booth on the BeTerrific set. Thanks so much for joining us. I've got a very special guest. I promised that this guest would be here and be good. And we stream on Livestream. That's the platform we use. We have a white label channel, which means that we don't have to let you know who we stream on, but we're letting you know. We stream on Livestream, and we're proud to say that. We love Livestream. We have a great relationship with them. In fact, I don't want to say I was one of the first guys using Livestream, but in their early days when it was called Mogulus, we were doing a lot of great stuff with a former company of mine, live from the 4040 Club with athletes in New York City every Monday night, doing Monday night football parties, doing all sorts of great stuff. I've gotten a chance to watch Livestream grow, and BeTerrific has grown thanks in part to Livestream. Livestream's a great company. Jesse, the CEO, is joining us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think what's really interesting is you guys from the beginning have, and I don't even know if you know this about the history, but you guys from the beginning have thought about having video switching capabilities for the end user, right? And so the first iteration of Mogulus had live switching in the cloud. It was really revolutionary and unbelievable. It was hard to use. You had to have a lot of things work perfectly for you. You needed a lot of bandwidth. You've since gone away from that, but what you said was, let's make a better product. Let's make Livestream Studio. So you guys are a couple things. First, you're a live streaming platform, and you can have a free account. Is that correct still?
It is correct for now, yes.
You can still have a free account, and then you can pay per month or annually for different kinds of accounts. We pay annually, and we use the enterprise account. That gives us a lot of benefits, and that's wonderful. It allows us to record our streams and post them. It allows us to white label the channel. If we want to do pay-per-view, we can do that. We can ask for donations. We can do all sorts of great things. We can also hook it up to our Google Analytics and Google DFP so we can insert advertising.
Correct.
Great platform, great stuff, and it's always reliable. It always looks good. You can stream from your phone, as basic as from your phone, or you can do a multi-camera live setup like we have here. You then have Livestream Studio software, which is a video switcher software, and it is unbelievable. It's a production truck in a box. You can do everything you want with this software. In fact, not only do we use it, but we've now installed this in the studios of VSIN, Vegas Stats and Information Network, which is Brent Musburger's new project. They have 2 Livestream Studio boxes, and we have installed it in Cumulus's new studio and performance space in New York City for the 4 radio stations. Are you ready for this? WPLJ, the legendary station, WABC, the legendary station, also 103.5 radio, and 103.9 radio, and Nash FM. So there are 4 stations in New York City, and hopefully they'll roll it out to their 400 stations across the nation. So they're not only using Livestream now, but they're using Livestream Studio, and I think that that's tremendous. The cool thing about Livestream Studio is you can stream to lots of different platforms in Livestream Studio: Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, or any RTMP you want. And we're streaming here now off Livestream Studio, but we've done it a little differently. Instead of building a crazy PC that we've done for VSIN and for ourselves, and Cumulus, or buying one of the fine pieces of equipment you make that has Livestream Studio in it, that's a PC in a box, we have decided that we're going to run this on a Mac Pro, running Boot Camp, running Windows, running Livestream Studio, and we've tricked it so that it can see Thunderbolt, because on the Windows side, usually it doesn't see Thunderbolt, and then we go Thunderbolt to SDI. Maybe a little too technical, but I just wanted to tell the audience. And then you also now make cameras. You make this really revolutionary camera, and I'm going to use the word revolutionary several times because you guys keep revolutionizing the industry. And the camera is called the Mevo. And there are 2 flavors of the Mevo. There's the Mevo, which is for, me to maybe go take out and do some fun sporting event with my son, or somebody else here to go do something that they would normally do with their iPhone, or a small corporation to do broadcasting with. And there's the Mevo Pro, which gives you some more features and allows you to connect multiple Mevos to Livestream Studio via Ethernet cables and switch between them. Now, the coolest part about the Mevo is each Mevo is one camera, doesn't pan, doesn't tilt, doesn't zoom, but you can crop the image. It's a 4K image, and you can crop it to make it look like it's 4 or 5 or 6 or up to 9 different cameras, and you do this with an iOS device. So you've got a Mevo here. It's this small, and we'll show you what the Pro would look like in a little bit. It's really interesting. You do all these things, and you do them all well.
Yeah, so what we see is that folks start off on a live streaming journey. Today, they'll typically start off by streaming with their phone, which is super easy, super convenient. Great for short bursts of serendipitous activity, but not great for long-form video. Even if you mount your phone or your tablet on a tripod, nobody wants to watch a fixed shot for 30 minutes.
And then what happens when you get a phone call?
That's true, too. So a TV director is using multiple cameras to tell a story. Now, what we did with the studio, which you talked about earlier, is we took a TV truck and we shrunk it down into a briefcase so anybody can produce a TV quality production anywhere. With the Mevo, we took that studio box and we shrunk it down into a consumer package so that folks can simulate a multi-camera shoot. One Mevo camera can cut between multiple angles, can pan and tilt and do everything a camera can do, and it lets you look like a TV director with a $400 device that you operate with your phone.
Right, so Livestream Studio, the software is, well, I'll tell them, if you shop it right, you can get it for like $750 at B&H. Otherwise, it's about $1,000. And then if you want, you have to have a computer for it that's robust enough for it. So you either have to buy a computer, build a computer, or you can buy a complete system from you guys, which start, I think, at about $3,500.
That's about right.
But this is $400.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So that journey starts with your phone, and then you want to start telling a more sophisticated story. The Mevo is very affordable. It's as easy to use as your phone. It really steps up your production value. And then you can continue to grow with us. You might want to bring in a Mevo and a remote source, or start using multiple Mevos to produce a true multi-camera production with our studio software, all the way up to the broadcast booth and broadcast television.
We're talking a lot these days about OTT, over the top. I think that you guys do a great job of making sure that people can find the live stream content creators on the Livestream app. You have a Roku app. You have an Apple TV app, I believe. You're basically making sure that if there's a place that provides video to somebody, Livestream is there to say you can watch Livestream. Where do you see the industry going with the OTTs? I mean, BeTerrific is trying to become an OTT network. We're adding regular shows, kind of a little bit of a departure. We'll have 4 new shows this fall. Where do you see the industry going?
So what we're doing with the Livestream cloud service is making sure that it's one dashboard where you can manage all your live video across the internet. So you have your content management all in one place, and then you can push your live video to your own apps, your own website, or to third-party platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. And then we give you a view of all your analytics and all your performance across all those platforms in one place. Now, some content you want to push to as many channels as possible and get the largest audience. Other times you want to create specific live content for different channels and different audiences. And then on top of this dashboard that we give you, we want to give you the tools to not only reach your audience, but as appropriate, monetize your audience. And that might mean advertising, that might mean pay-per-view, that might mean subscription, and then the ability to put that content on every device that your customers might be watching. So Roku, Apple TV, etc. I think we're seeing more and more media companies being formed, and you can build a nice, solid niche audience, and you can build a business off a solid niche audience. The other thing we're seeing more and more brands become content creators. So you see Bud Light doing the dive bar tour with Lady Gaga. They're creating really valuable content, and they need the tools and the platforms to get it out there so they can share it with as many folks as possible.
So you guys had a live stream dinner the other night. Thank you very much for dinner. It was wonderful. A lot of interesting people in the room. Caesar's Palace was there. And I talked to the women from Caesar's, and they said that Caesar's, the issue that they're having internally is that Caesar's isn't a content creation company in their mind and in their customers' minds. And so to now say, hey, we create content, they don't know how to deliver that message. And I said, I don't understand what you're saying. You have all these people who check into the hotels, who do whatever with Caesar's. Why don't you just send them emails? Why don't you just print out things with their room keys? I mean, you have a captive audience. You don't have to let them know you're now a content creator. Just start creating content and tell them where to find it.
Yeah, I think brands are figuring out 2 things. One, storytelling is much more engaging than just delivering a message and trying to sell something. And number two, if a brand can deliver knowledge and value to the audience, it accrues back to their benefit. So if I'm Caesars, whether it's regarding wagering or whether it's about entertainment, whether it's interviewing personalities that are staying or performing at the hotel, they actually have a ton of content built into their complex that they could take advantage of. And folks would, I believe, react more viscerally to genuinely created content and giving folks a peek behind the scenes than just trying to sell something directly.
I thought it was so interesting. There were other content creators that were national, actually globally recognized television providers and creators that didn't just really were excited about live stream because they didn't know what to do or how to get their content online, basically. And it was so weird. That was so weird to me. And I was like, yes, live stream is the right platform for you. It's the right answer. And you should be putting your content online and trying to get over the top and all that stuff. I thought that it was a great meal because it was a great chance for everybody to interact and hear other people's viewpoints. And I think Caesars is an excellent example. There's no reason that they shouldn't be creating content. And I think it makes the brand of Caesars more authentic when you're doing live content because it's live. There's an immediacy, and it seems more authentic and genuine, I think.
Yeah, there's an urgency to live content. There's a shared experience. There's a community aspect. That it's happening in the moment and that you're experiencing this with other people, and recorded content doesn't have that same emotional resonance.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you have been at Livestream a couple of years now, and I think you've been doing a great job. I got to commend you. Thank you, by the way, for what you've been doing at Livestream. I think you have some great founders at Livestream who really got the ball rolling, and Max and Mark and the other gentleman. I think Philip is one of them. Yep. And Daya. And I think that, it's really great what you guys have done and are doing. Where do you see the future for Livestream? You kind of mentioned before when I said you can have a free account, you kind of mentioned, well, for now. Does that mean that might go away?
We're looking at the business models. We've no announcements on that right now. I think the thing that we're focusing on going forward is delivering a total solution for somebody who wants to broadcast live. It's less about the person attending NAB, but the folks who aspire to look like somebody who attends NAB, and giving them the tools to look like a pro, but that are simple to use and easy to learn. So can we deliver you a subscription that gives you all the hardware and software and services you need to go live easily and look like a television production, but that the tools are easy enough to use and learn, that anyone on your team can be trained to create live video content?
Well, you're definitely doing it already. I mean, you absolutely are. You give everybody the tools to go live. They just have to know that they're there. And you do a wonderful job of demonstrating that over and over again. Can I, you have the Pro bottom for this. So the Pro part of the Mevo adds this base, which is a battery. And then it has an Ethernet connection in it. And an external microphone input. So you can add an external microphone, a Ethernet connection, and an extended battery to the Mevo, and of course mount it. And then you can take multiple Mevos and run them into your Livestream studio over Ethernet instead of wireless. And you basically would connect, multiple Mevos to a switch, the switch to the computer that's running Livestream Studio, and bring them in as Mevos. And now you guys are, I think, have 8 cameras or 9 cameras, all Mevos over in your booth.
Yeah, so we're doing an 11 camera Mevo shoot over there. So you can do a full TV production with Mevos over IP into our switcher software. And then that show there is being distributed to nearly a dozen different channels across YouTube and Twitter and different websites as well. So it's Livestream's all about the end-to-end solution. So we give you the tools for capturing, encoding, managing and distributing your content. And our production that we have in our booth over there is demonstrating that full capability.
Did you ever think you'd be in the live streaming space? I mean, I know you've been at some pretty amazing companies. You were at Etsy, and you've just kind of moved along throughout your career, but did you ever think you would be in the live streaming space?
Yeah, so I've been in tech for 20-something years. It's always been on commerce and SaaS. I did not expect to be in video, but I'm very passionate about SaaS businesses, and the opportunity to work on a SaaS business in the video space was too compelling to pass up.
What's the biggest trend you've noticed here this year at NAB?
What we're seeing is that the cost of content creation has come down dramatically, and the demand for live video content has been skyrocketing. If you were to talk to my 10-year-old daughter, she doesn't understand if a friend of hers is performing in a play or singing in the choir or having a ballet recital, and she can't attend. She doesn't understand why there's not some place she can go to watch it.
Right.
Right. So the consumer expectation right now is basically that every event is going to be available live online. So the demand curve is way up here, the supply curve is still way down there. And on Livestream, we have 10,000 content creators, and in many ways, they're early adopters. It's the first folks who are realizing this trend that these events need to be live online, and I think NAB this year really shows that we're at the hockey stick part of the curve.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for your time. I know that you got to get back to the Livestream booth, but I really appreciate it. Thank you for what you guys do. And by the way, we're happy and proud to be one of the early adopters, and we're proud that you are one of the early adopters by watching. We'll be back with a whole lot more of your live NAB 2017 coverage here from the Las Vegas Convention Center right after this. Stay with us.